Okay, it's 5:30. We'll call the meeting to order. If you would stand and join me in a moment of silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, the minutes of the last meeting haven't been distributed, so we won't act on those tonight, and the next meeting we'll have 2 sets of minutes to deal with. We have a public hearing on each item on the agenda tonight, but there's also a public comment period for anybody who has any comments not related to an agenda item or could be related to an agenda item. Does anyone wish to speak in the comment period? And seeing none, we'll proceed with the agenda. Our first item is a request to find a proposed small-scale future land use amendment consistent with the comprehensive plan and compatible with the character of the surrounding area, and recommend approval of the small-scale future land use designation from Office Max 0.3 FAR to Mixed Use Max 1.0 FAR, 15 DU per acre, subject to the findings of the staff report for the property owned by Carpenter Companies, Florida, LLC, located south of East Oak Street and west of North Forest Avenue. And we have a staff presentation.
Good evening, Planning Commissioners. Phil Martinez, Planner 2 with the City's Planning Division. The applicant is proposing a small-scale future land use amendment from office to mixed use for approximately 0.13 acres. The subject property is highlighted in yellow and located south of East Oak Street and west of North Forest Avenue. To the north is the Advent Health Medical Plaza. To the east is a Bright House substation and the Fran Carlton Center. To the south is a vacant property and single-family homes. And to the west are medical offices and a place of worship. The applicant has expressed intent to construct a single-family home on the property. The property is zoned mixed-use downtown district, which is compatible with the proposed mixed-use future land use, and the mixed-use downtown zoning permits single-family homes. The subject area is approximately 0.13 acres with office future land use, and office future land use with mixed-use downtown zoning does not permit residential density. A mixture of uses can be found in the vicinity, ranging from offices to single-family residential and civic uses. Staff and the applicant view the proposed mixed-use future land use to be appropriate for the subject property, as well as the area comprising a mixture of uses. The Development Review Committee recommends approval of the small-scale future land use amendment from office to mixed use, and the recommended motion for this evening is to find the proposed future land use amendment consistent with the comprehensive plan and compatible with the character of the surrounding area, and recommend approval of the change of future land use designation from office to mixed use, subject to the findings of the staff report. This concludes my presentation, and I'd be happy to address any questions that you may have.
Okay, any questions of staff?
Yeah, what's west of the property? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
West of the property are medical offices and a place of worship.
No, it looks like a vacant lot there.
Oh, yeah, that is a
parking
parking
lot?
lot that I do believe is owned by the Advent Health Medical Plaza, but yes, it is a parking lot.
Okay.
Okay, further questions of staff? Okay, thank you, Phil. Does the petitioner have a presentation? And seeing none, we'll close the presentations and open the public hearing. Anyone wish to appear before the commission on this item? And seeing none, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission. What's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to find the proposed small-scale future land use amendment consistent with the comprehensive plan and compatible with the character of the surrounding area, and recommend approval of the small-scale future land use amendment from office max 0.3 FAR to mixed use max 1.0 FAR 1.15 DU/AC, subject to the findings of the staff report for the property owned by Carpenter Companies, Florida Incorporated, LLC, and located south of East Oak Street and west of North Forest having it.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Washington. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Gustler. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
No, sir.
Then we'll vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. And that carries unanimously. Okay, our next item is a request to recommend approval of the Jason Dwelly K-8 Relief School Major Development Plan for the property owned by Orange County Public Schools and located at 4650 and 4700 Jason Dwelly Parkway. We have a staff presentation.
Thank you. Good evening. Bobby Howell, Planning Manager. The applicant is requesting approval of a major development plan for a 141,952-foot K-8 school. It's located at 4650 and 4700 Jason Dwelling Parkway and is approximately 15.09 acres in size. The site is accessed by two access points along Jason Dwelly Parkway, which consist of one right-in, right-out that is reserved for school buses and one full access point that leads to the parking lot and parent drop-off pickup area. This is the bus loop right here, and this is the full access point, and the parent drop-off area will go in like this, and it'll go kind of like in a serpentine fashion, and then you will drop off your children here and then exit the site. Buses will come from the north of the site. Right and left turn lanes will be constructed leading into the site at the full access point, and right turn lane will be constructed at the access point that's reserved for school buses. A total of 145 parking spaces are provided on the site. Of the 145 parking spaces, 5 are accessible parking spaces. The landscape plan preserves an area consisting of existing trees and understory material adjacent to the Orchid Estates subdivision that will act as a natural buffer between the existing subdivision and the proposed school. And you can see that it's in the clouded area up here. Architectural elevations provided are consistent with the development design guidelines, and these are elevations that the county school board uses in their building codes. Development Review Committee recommends approval and staff recommends approval. Staff and the applicant are available for questions.
Okay, any questions of staff?
Yes, I have some questions. According to my math, there should be 6 accessible parking spaces, not 5.
Okay. And is that under the building code? Because we could go back and look at that, because this went through the
Yeah, it's supposed
DRC.
to be 1 for every 25 or part
Okay.
of.
We'll go back and take a look at that then.
And also, why are they, the accessible parking, why are they angled parking and everything else is straight parking?
I'll defer to the applicant on that question.
Okay,
Okay?
very good.
Okay, further questions? Okay, thank you, Bobby.
Thank
Does the petitioner have a presentation? And sir, if you would come up and give us your name and address for the record, please.
Cool. Good evening. My name is Jay Klima. I'm with Klima Weeks Civil Engineers. I'm representing the school board on this matter. And we don't have a full-blown presentation that we're doing. I'm certainly here to answer any questions that you may have. I know you asked about the handicaps, and I'm happy to address that as well. And there's a few others here that can answer questions.
Okay.
Okay. Questions of the applicant?
Why is there only 5 accessible parking instead of 6?
We'll take a look at the count, but I mean, that's based on, there's levels.
It's 1 for every 25 parking.
Yeah, but
there,
once it gets to a certain number over 100, it's actually per grouping. So
I think
I'll
it's
take a
200.
double
I
check
think
on
it's
it though, for
over
sure.
200. Over 200 is like 2%, I believe.
Yeah.
And you,
As far as the angled goes, because of the location that it is, that's all a one-way driveway at that point, because it's in the middle of the, where the drop-off zone is. So that's why we have them angled, so that they're coming and going.
well, it doesn't give them the option to back into it. That's the problem.
To back into it,
Yeah,
yeah, they'd have to pull in forward, straight forward.
yeah. And also, I think on angle parking, they have, you're doing some share access or, what is it?
The maximum of two
The
spaces could share.
Common access aisles, I guess. You're doing shared common access aisle,
Correct. Yeah, for every 2 spaces, unless we can share an access aisle.
except on
With the
angle-
5, then
except on
there's an
angle-
extra one.
On angle parking, there's not supposed to be any shared access aisles, according to ADA specifications.
Again, we'll take a look at that, but I'm pretty sure we've got that per ADA code, but I will take a look.
Okay, so you're willing to do it for ADA code?
Oh, we're required to per state statute, so,
Okay, but you are willing to do it, okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, further questions?
No.
Secretary? Okay, thank you very much. We'll close
Absolutely.
the presentations and open the public hearing. Anyone wish to appear before the commission on this item? And seeing none, we'll bring it back to the commission. What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Make a motion to recommend approval of the Jason Dwelly K-8 Relief School Major Development Plan for the property owned by Orange County Public Schools and located at 4650 and 4700 Jason Dwelly Parkway.
okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Gusler. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Stanley. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, I think we ought to do this and continuously being ADA compliant, which at this point it's not.
Okay.
It has to be ADA compliant to complete the construction. How is it not ADA compliant?
Because they don't have the proper number of accessible parking for them or parking spaces they have. You just add the line into it, and they'll, in other words, if we agree to as long as it's ADA compliant.
That's on the contention that you say it's not ADA compliant, the engineer says it is.
Right, that's correct.
We can just say we have to make sure that the green space is within that too and add that to the thing? I mean, it doesn't.
No, we're not talking about the green spaces, we're talking about ADA compliance.
Well, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Unless somebody wishes to amend that motion, I think we should vote on it.
Okay, so
Okay, further discussion? Then we'll vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no.
No,
Okay, that carries 5-1. Okay, our next item is a quasi judicial item, and it is a request to approve a special exception to allow outdoor storage as a principal use in the I/L Light Industrial District for the property owned by Jose L. Perez and located at 2025 Carl Hills Road, subject to the special exception conditions of approval and findings of the staff report. And since this is a quasi judicial, I would ask if anyone in the audience requests affected party status for this item. And seeing none, I would ask commission members if anyone has had ex parte communications on this item. And hearing none, we'll proceed with the staff presentation.
The applicant is proposing a special exception for outdoor storage as a principal use. The subject property is highlighted in yellow and located west of Clarkona Road and north of State Route 414. To the west is a proposed self-storage facility. To the north is a vacant property. To the east are agriculture properties, and to the south are industrial properties. The property is currently zoned IL, Light Industrial District, where outdoor storage as a principal use requires a special exception. Attached to the staff report are the special exception review standards as stated in section 2.5.1 of the Land Development Code. Also attached to the staff report is a development plan, which is essentially the most updated minor development plan that the applicant has submitted for this project. And the development plan calls for outdoor parking of semi-trucks with 15 spaces proposed at the southern end of the parcel, 13 additional spaces proposed at the central section of the parcel, and a building pad at the western end of the parcel. The development is planned to be enclosed by a 6-foot-tall opaque fence as required in the Land Development Code. Attached to the staff report are the 3 proposed special exception conditions of approval. And the Development Review Committee recommends approval of a special exception to allow outdoor storage as a principal use within the IL zoning district. And the recommended motion for this evening is to approve a special exception to allow outdoor storage as a principal use at 2025 Coral Hills Road, subject to the special exception, conditions of approval, and findings of the staff report. This concludes my presentation, and the applicant and I would be happy to address any questions that you may have.
Okay, very good. Any questions of staff?
I do. Phil, the Coral Springs Road, is it heavily traveled, or lightly traveled, or never traveled? I'm just curious about you have these 18-wheelers, right? They're gonna be parking there, coming out, turning left or right on Coral Springs Road, whichever way they're gonna go, I presume. Is there gonna be any interference with normal traffic flow, or is there no traffic flow to worry about?
That's a good question, Commissioner Washington. I have not seen traffic counts for Coral Hills Road. Is the applicant familiar with
The Coral Hills Road, it actually terminates at the 414, so there's really no traffic here. Earlier this year, a self-storage facility was approved here by the city council, and I think it came before this board back in the summertime. But that's all there is, and I think there's like a auto repair place right here, but there's really no traffic on the road.
So it's like
So you're
single
saying
access, right?
Correct,
So
yeah.
you're saying it dead ends?
It
Yeah,
dead
single
ends, yes,
access.
sir.
Okay, so the trucks coming out, they're naturally gonna make wide turns, so that's gonna be a non-issue,
Yes,
getting out on that road.
yeah, and
Is
it's
that right?
gone through our development review committee, our transportation planners, and fire departments looked at as well.
Okay, further questions? Does the petitioner have a presentation? Okay, and seeing none, we'll close the presentations and open the public hearing. Anyone wish to appear before the commission on this item? And seeing none, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission. What's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the special exception to allow outdoor storage as a principal use in the light industrial I-L zoning district for property owned by Jose L. Perez, located at 2025 Coral Hills Road, subject to the special exception conditions of approval and findings of the staff report.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Washington. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Norwood. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Then we'll vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. And that carries unanimously. Do we have any old business? Do we have any new business? There being no further business to come before the commission, we'll be adjourned.